On 5 December 2025, a number of professional bodies including SAQA signed an integrity pledge with the Gauteng Ethics and Anti-Corruption Unit, in which they undertook to collaborate to address fraud, corruption, and maladministration in the public service.
I want to say that our meeting here today is a series of the many engagements we are having with stakeholders. Those of you who follow the work of GIAC, let me state that in July this year already, we met with organized businesses where we introduced the Integrity Pact, and all organized business in Gauteng responded in the same fashion that you've just responded now. They all said, we are signing this, and I can confirm on record that in October, the Gauteng provincial government began implementing this. So every organized business which enters into any business relationship with the Gauteng provincial government is signing that Integrity Pact.
The aim is to create a culture of integrity in government, business, and civil society. The pledge was signed by Kevin Jones on behalf of SAQA and Premier Panyoza Lusufi on behalf of the provincial government. In signing this pledge, SAQA undertakes to take an ethical leadership role in the province. One of the things which usually comes to mind when discussing business with government departments is often related to the concept of corruption and collusion between officials and business entities.
When you engage in business with government, we must always be ethical. For instance, you have people applying for a tender. When they get the tender, the people who are cited in the bid documents are no longer the ones who are doing the work. You've had the Premier saying of about 3 billion or so of work of incomplete infrastructure. So basically what we are doing with the professional bodies is to say, assist government, skill it correctly so that it is able to put systems in place, to put people who are competent enough to trace things. For instance, you have someone who's given a tender to build a clinic. Before they finish the clinic, they are given a tender to build a school. They leave that one, the money is taken, they don't even finish the school. So what we are doing here is to say each and everyone, be it academics, be it the media, you all have a role to play.
This is a huge opportunity for all of us as well. I've been asked to talk a little bit about our partnership, talk about the reason for today, but in order for you to understand, as Premier's office, where we come from, let me take this opportunity just to talk about professional bodies and professionalization as well. Our membership comprises out of members locally and internationally. We get involved as professional bodies on international forums. A lot of us work very closely with institutions like ISO, where we set formal standards at that level. A number of us sits on the King Committee, for instance. King 5 has been launched. That sets the principles for good corporate governance. We also sit on institutions like COSO, where we look at your fraud risk management, etc. So professional bodies plays a very crucial role locally and internationally.
So I think it's exciting news that we've signed this integrity pledge with the Gauteng Ethics and Anti-Corruption Unit earlier today. It represents a number of things, but I think most importantly what it represents is a key initiative to promote the adoption of professional standards, ethical business practices, to do everything that we can to eliminate corruption from within the professional communities that we operate in. One of the key challenges, of course, is that we need to ensure that procurement practices follow this, and we already have seen that many tenders are issued with a requirement that people are members of a professional body, and then the question is, well, what does that mean? How do we take advantage of it? What does it mean to our members? And the answer is that we will, alongside Gauteng Ethics and Advisory, make sure that we hold members accountable for their conduct and And in that process, it should create preferential employment opportunities for our members, but it should also drive membership. It should encourage more people to earn a professional designation, because at the end of the day, if you don't hold a professional designation, the chances are that you're not going to secure as much business from government going forward. This is all about ensuring that government secures services, professional services from people that are in a position where they've been assessed, where they're competent, and where they can deliver a service that is required by government and by the services and by the industry that we operate in.
Because that's where it starts, where we appoint people that have fraudulently give us their wrong certificates or their wrong. So all the universities in Gauteng said, Premier, we will establish a special unit to assist you to move with speed when wants to satisfy. So we are here today with you to say you are the professional bodies. We don't need any other thing. We just need partnership. We need your talent, we need your skills, we need your expertise to assist us to close this gap. I'm quite convinced all of you are quite aware about, and thanks to the MEC who is leading us here in this front. Thank you so much, MEC. You are quite aware with the work that the MEC is doing to assist us in the hospitals, that you can't have people that take almost 2 billion out of our hospitals. We can't. So we want to come to you, say, for example, quantity surveyors. If we have an invoice that we doubt, we want to be free to come to your association to say, can you check real? Rather than have to go on a long way for a tender of a quantity surveyor that can take time and other things. By that time, we've paid the invoice, it becomes meaningless. But it's to say to you, you are part of this pledge. You are part of this revolution. You are part of this force. You are part of this unit. You are part of this body that says, not in our name, that we'll have corruption thriving in our country. And corruption is not only thriving in our country, it's because those that have the skills and the talent to assist us are being used to accelerate corruption.
This is a very significant event as it demonstrates a total commitment on the part of the government to combat and root out unethical business practices within their various departments. However, in order to do this successfully, the cooperation of professional bodies is essential to maintain the move towards an ethical business environment.
Well, first and foremost, Kevin, I think the getting together of us as a collective, representing professionals, practitioners across the board, that in itself is quite imperative, because it means then we can firstly, as professional bodies, work together in terms of sharing best practice across how do we want to best enable our practitioners, but again, hold them accountable in areas where they are found wanting. So having that commitment coming through from us, but augmented mostly by government, the Gauteng Ethics Council, the Gauteng Premier, that then brings together the whole canvas for us.
Professional bodies usually have a well-established code of professional practice, and with the government's commitment to deal with identified professionals, this is a positive step towards clean governance. This is Johannesburg Video News reporting from this event.